Hey guys, Aqua here, and with the new master rule going to effect tomorrow, I was debating on what I wanted to post for my first deck profile going into the new master rule, and I wanted to do something I think would be pretty good, and I think that the Blue Eyes Chaos Max strategy is actually going to be really strong going into the new master rule. Everyone's going to want to play, XYZ spam again, or their favorite just decks and strategies that weren't as good when Lynx came out. They just couldn't play at full power like they used to. So that's why I think that Chaos Max is going to be pretty strong. Lynx aren't going to be around as they'll be around, but not as prevalent starting out, I feel. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go into this. So starting out, playing 3 copies of Chaos Max Dragon. He is the heart and soul of the deck, the most important card. Can't be targeted, can't be destroyed, does double piercing. And then 1 copy of Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. You only just need the 1. There's no need for 2 or 3. I know a lot of builds are playing it. It's just not necessary. And he's okay. He works really good in tandem with Chaos Max, but it's just a one of. That's how I feel. Next, for the other rituals, we are playing 3 copies of Chalice Line. You want this in your opening hand. It is just a combo starter. And then, lastly, the 1 copy of Necros of Unicorn. Skill drain for the extra deck. Not too much to say there. Alright, now going into the monsters, we are playing 2 copies of Brick City Garnet Dragon. I know some of you are still going to be salty over that. Grow up, it's a card game. Quit being salty a little bit. We can actually just play 2 in this build now, since Pot of Avarice is no longer at 1. I dropped one of the Brick City Garnet Dragons for a second Pot of Avarice, so 2 is actually really good in this deck as of now. And then going into our other monsters, we are playing for the incantations. 3 copies of Pencil Plume, 3 copies of Bookstone, 2 copies of Talismandra, and then 2 copies of Candle. We're still doing the 3-3-2-2 ratio because you don't want to see these in your opening hand. You want to see more of the Pencil Plume and the Bookstone, because these are the ones that get the ritual monsters and ritual spells from the deck, graveyards. So these are going to be the more prevalent ones that you're going to want to be searching out. Next up, we're playing standard 3 Manjus. Basic, any ritual deck you have to play 3, and then 3 copies of the insane Gale Dogra. This card is a +4 in card economy. It's ridiculous. It's one of those cards where it's just amazing how it's not banned, but at the same time there's no real way to search it, so that's why he's, in all honesty, pretty fair. That's it for the monsters for the deck. I play a lot of monsters, but a lot of them are combo starters, so it's perfectly fine. Going off to the ritual spells, we play 2 copies of Advanced Ritual Art and then 2 copies of Chaos Form. This is the ratio I've been playing with for quite a while. I've messed with it to begin with. I think just 2-2 is the best ratio overall. 1 copy of Necros Kaleidoscope for the Necros of Unicorn, and then 1 copy of Incantation Inception in case whenever we need to ritual summon with the incantations. Going off to the other spells, we are playing 3 copies of Preparation of Rites. Literally is essentially playing 6 Chalice Limes with a little bit of recyclability with the ritual spells. Not once per turn, this thing is great. If you open multiples, that's honestly fine. 3 copies of Called by the Grave. We do a lot of searching, so if your opponent wants to Ash or Droll you, this says no. And then 2 copies of Pot of Avarice. Not playing 3 because I'm not okay with opening like 2 of them in my opening hand. That's just kind of like a rule I have. 2 is actually overall pretty good. It helps with the grind game if that ever becomes a thing. Doesn't happen too often, but it's pretty nice. So that is it for the main deck. Going off to the extra deck, we are playing still 1 copy of Salamangreat Almirage. Now that we have Cloth Sheep, though, which we are playing 2 of, most of the time, if we do summon the Gale Doggerah, we'll go into Cloth Sheep with it, but in case if we need to, we can link it away for the Almirage. If you want to be safe with it, that's still a pretty decent option. That's up to you. Cross Sheep, really, it's like a nice little extending piece that works with the deck. I don't know, like I say it's an extender, it somewhat is. Not really sure how to describe how I honestly feel about it. It works, it does pretty well. And then lastly for the links, I'm playing 1 copy of Nemphis, the Sacred Flames. Basically, if you use 3 ritual monsters for this, can't be destroyed at battle, can't be destroyed by card effects, can't be targeted with card effects. Like it's stupid. And then it becomes a 4800 beat stick as well. So yeah, pretty much your opponent won't be able to out it. And then since we're playing Gale Doggerah and then Kaleidoscope, we're playing 3 copies of Herald of Arclight, 2 copies of Elder Entity Entis for pops, and then 1 copy of Totally Awesome. If we need to recycle the Unicorn, we can. Overall, this is kind of like the basic engine you want to play. If you're not playing any Necros, dump the Totally Awesome, or any water rituals, just dump it, because we do have the one Agnister that's a water, but yeah, that's just kind of the idea. That's the only reason why I play it. That doesn't come up too often, but it's nice to have in there. So next, going off into the XYZs, I play 1 copy of Hope Harbinger, 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, 1 copy of Dingirsu, and then for my level 4s, I play Tornado Dragon and Abyss Dweller. For those of you who are wondering, like, oh, well, how do you get this, go into these? Literally Manju and Necros and Unicorn. It's pretty much how I go into these. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed the deck profile. As far as Chaos Max, I do feel like this is just the best way to play it. Just playing it with all the standard, typical Brick City Garnet Dragon cards, it's just not good. Like, it's not as consistent as this. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon is honestly kind of like the best card of Blue Eyes. I think Alternative is okay, but overall it's not as consistent as you can get with just playing just a straightforward ritual deck. So thank you guys for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I will see y'all in the next one.